Imagine being pulled from your mundane life into a world where witches, magic, and romance await. In Bewitching Sinners, your choices could either win you true love or wreak havoc on an entire world. Seriously. But is the game's dark humor and unique premise enough to make it a must-play? My name's Sasha and this is my review of the recently released game Bewitching Sinners. After spending around 30 hours in this game, I'll be sharing what I enjoyed and what fell short for me. By the end of this video, I hope you'll have a clear idea of whether Bewitching Sinners is the right game for you. Just a heads up, I'll be showing clips from official channels and the demo, so there will be a few minor spoilers ahead. Get comfy and maybe grab some snacks. Here are 7 things you need to know before you start playing Bewitching Sinners. First up is the world building. The game throws you into a fantasy world. One moment you're in your apartment feeling down, and the next you're in a land full of dangerous witches, with your unconscious double or doppelganger beside you. I love the exposition and the pacing of the story. And even your incentive, the reason why you would go through with all of this nonsensical requests. I'm glad it wasn't something mundane like because you were bored or something big and tedious like because you have to save the world or something. The game is set in an academy that hunts witches. Your goal is to find a way to awaken your doppelganger who you learn is in a coma from a witch hunt and masquerade as them. And I must say, I really enjoyed the chaos of the first day. As someone from a modern world who's suddenly pulled into a world with runes, potions, and magic, pretending to be someone from there is a tall order. Don't worry, it's not all chaos. I think. You'll also experience the student life in the academy, life of the most sought-after witch hunter. It does get more complicated and interesting, but there is some downtime, I promise. You will experience some lighthearted moments and high-stakes drama, making the narrative compelling and unpredictable, at least for me. As a visual novel, the gameplay is rich and varied. You'll navigate 2 explorable maps, not just 1 but 2, so you won't be just stuck in one place. There's a whole campus and town to discover. It just makes it that much more immersive in comparison to just text. You play the duration of about a month in-game to find clues, help out in the community, and hang out with your favorite bachelor. There's a dating minigame that lets you interact with the 4 love interests, each with their favorite gifts and types of skinship. You'll also engage in quests to earn money or favors and use a crafting system to create gifts and potions, adding another layer to the dating features as well as more options to the story. Looks like there are a lot of things to do in this game, right? That's true, but don't let that fool you. Bewitching Sinners is a visual novel at its core, and for me, it's the writing that's where it shines the most. The choices you make in the game not only change certain conversations, but also branch out to different scenarios. Some change how you perceive a person's backstory, some are high stakes like deciding the fate of a person. You get the idea. Making decisions in this game has a lot of weight, so no pressure. There is actually just one storyline with a lot of branching scenarios. You definitely won't encounter them all in one playthrough. And to clarify, unlike traditional Otome games where the ending is the love interest's root, Bewitching Sinners only has one main story that does have multiple endings, but getting together with the love interests is integrated within it. So let's proceed with the characters. Palmier Baker is the protagonist of the game. You can change the name and choose whether they look feminine or masculine. I love how Palmier has a distinct personality that you can shape through your choices. Did I mention they actually have stats or traits in the game? Depending on your actions and decisions, you will either increase or decrease these. You can focus on traits like kindness, honesty, or curiosity, which influence how Palmier interacts with others and handles situations. Unfortunately, it's not well communicated within the game on how you specifically increase these. Just remember to check your stats from time to time with the menu. You do not need to get specific stats for any ending. It just gives Palmier a slightly different personality and gives the game more replayability since different levels of stats give you more options. Palmier's development throughout the game is one of its strong points. You'll see them evolve from someone uncertain and out of place into a more confident and self-aware individual. This growth makes the story more relatable and engaging as you feel connected to Palmier's journey and root for their success. Then we have the love interests. They all honestly look intimidating, but really they're all big softies. There's no recommended playing order since each one will cover some level of lore corresponding to their backstories. First up is Quill Inkwell. He's the one who summoned you to their world and is your doppelganger's best friend. He's playful and flirtatious, known for being a bit of a campus playboy. He talks a lot and with a lot of sass at that. For a while, he's the only one who knows your secret, so you do get to make him open up to you more early on. Although, I feel like every time he talks you into one of his plans, you're making a deal with the devil, which says a lot about his personality. That said, he probably is the furthest away from my initial impression of him because of that gap moe in his attitude. What's that, you ask? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself in the game. Then we have Arsham Nephis, an overachiever, the leader of your little group, and the ex of that world's palmier. He's dealing with the aftermath of a breakup with your doppelganger. There's a lot of branching in the game, and let's just say in one of those, well, it was pretty hard to read. Not because it was badly written, it is pretty good. You knew it was coming, but more on because of the increasing tension. If you do pursue him, I do think the payoff is worth it. He's possessive and emotionally intense, but his journey from heartbreak to potential new love is pretty compelling and heartfelt in my opinion. Next is Thane Verashkov. He's a sweet and energetic vampire himbo. His kindness and loyalty make him incredibly endearing, but dating him was the hardest in my opinion. He has a lot of missable scenes, though not required for you to end up together. It's just, I feel like those scenes are a very significant part of his backstory, adding depth to his character. So I definitely had a lot of replays. If you don't want to go in blind, a guide by the developer is available on both itch.io and Steam. He will go through a lot in this story. And while each of the love interests goes through some form of transformation, the main difference is Thane's might be triggered by you, so there's this level of responsibility. Then we have Lyle Keithan, a cinnamon roll, period. That really already sums him up. But if you want more, well, he's a gentle giant with a troubled past. His golden eyes and timid nature make him an intriguing character, especially with the lore of the game. He's the only one who is not originally part of your group of friends, so pursuing him initially looks separate from the storyline. That said, the setups throughout the various arcs leading to the final confrontation were pretty good in my opinion. And I do think that getting to know him and uncovering his family history adds an emotional layer to the game. Each love interest is very well developed, with a lot of opportunities to learn about their personalities and backstories. I didn't experience any time crunch in my various gameplays. There is sufficient time to get to know all of them before deciding who to pursue in the end. Let's move on to the supporting cast. Another feature that makes this gem of an Otome is the vibrant cast of characters, each bringing something unique to the table. You'll meet a variety of people, from mysterious witches to witty priests, each with their own backstory and personality. Every one of them leaves a lasting impression and contributes to the richness of the story. Interacting with them reveals more about the world and its history. Even the faceless students are not just background filler for quests. For me, they play significant roles in making the world feel lived in with how they engage with you. Not to mention, you'll also find out the narrative of your doppelganger's backstory outside your group of friends' perspective. While I can't really choose a favorite because they're all fun and quirky, one thing I'm looking forward to is Ivar's and Dietrich's character roots in an upcoming DLC. The visual appeal of Bewitching Sinners is undeniable. The game boasts an extensive gallery with over 300 illustrations. Although I would have wanted some form of sectioning or identification in the gallery just for ease of finding my favorite CGs. The art style is captivating, bringing the fantasy world and its characters to life in vibrant detail. And I love the action scenes, how it is presented in a fashion similar to that of a comic book. Then we have the game's audio, which I feel enhances the overall experience with a fitting soundtrack that complements the darkly comedic tone and the fantasy setting. I especially enjoyed Maze's song. It felt both captivating and thrilling. It made the scene much more immersive for me. The background music and sound effects immerse you further into the world of the game. Whether you're just exploring the town or in the middle of a high-stakes decision, you'd be sure that the tension or lightheartedness you feel is multiplied by the audio. As an indie game, it is priced much cheaper than commercial projects from established companies. Given the amount of features the game has, I would already consider this a steal. Not to mention that it has regional prices on Steam. If you're not familiar with pricing on Steam, this means that pricing differs from region to region. This means the game could potentially be cheaper depending on your region. That said, even with the art alone, I would already recommend checking the game out. What makes Bewitching Sinners unique, apart from the stunning art, is the lore and story. Its combination of dark comedy and serious consequences. The game's humor, mixed with the potential consequences of your choices, creates an experience that keeps you on your toes. Plus, the ability to explore the world, craft items, and balance romantic pursuits with life or death decisions makes this game a standout in the genre. Overall, if you're looking for an Otome or BL dating sim that's both funny and intense, with a well-crafted lore and funny and amusing characters, Bewitching Sinners is definitely worth checking out. For me, without compelling art, even the best written visual novels might struggle to fully immerse their audience. The game's visuals and the comic book-esque animation fit perfectly with the theme. And in this video, we reviewed an Otome with gorgeous art and animation in a similar vein to that of Bewitching Sinners. In my opinion, art impacts everything from first impressions to storytelling, engagement, and inclusivity. If you enjoy games like these as much as I do, you won't want to miss this. So click on the video and I'll see you there. Stay awesome, gamers!